So I just wanted to give you all an update about my civil case against my stalker, Alex Belfield. As you all know, Alex Belfield was jailed for 5.5 years for stalking myself and 3 other people after making homophobic videos about me and harassing and blackmailing myself and my family. Before he was sentenced, Belfield posted videos outing me as HIV positive. I then began legal action to get these videos removed because YouTube refused to take them down. After I had paid £4,000 in legal fees and agreed to Belfield's request for me to sign a non-disclosure, Belfield then changed his mind and refused to settle out of court. This left me with the only option to pay more in legal costs to take Belfield to court, or to simply walk away and lose everything that I'd already paid. I then went public and for the first time spoke about what Belfield did to me and how it made me feel, how it tore my family apart and left me feeling suicidal. I then set up a crowdfunder asking for help to settle my legal costs. Initially, I raised £1,800, which I'm incredibly grateful for, but I was scrutinised and victim-shamed for asking for help. People then left comments on my videos telling me to man up and calling me a tin-rattling grifter, a conman and a scammer. Others called me a baby and criticised me for crying when I gave evidence in court, telling me to grow up, get a job and pay my own fees. I was accused of money grabbing and begging, and people began to compare me to Alex Belfield, saying that I was just as bad as him. Some people continued to defend Belfield, saying that he'd done nothing wrong and that he was a victim and had been set up and punished enough. I was called a spiteful attention seeker, a whinging wimp, a liar, a petty, horrible man, and a prick, and accused of trying to financially ruin Alex Belfield and wanting my pound of flesh. Belfield had the opportunity to make all this go away and settle out of court with a very reasonable offer. And as my solicitor put it, Belfield is the author of his own misfortune, and had he not harassed multiple individuals, he would not be facing financial uncertainty. As I have said all along, I intend to pay forward all the donations that I receive to HIV charities. I specifically used the platform Crowd Justice to ensure that all the donations are paid directly to my solicitor. I don't see a penny of them. The criticism that I have received for taking legal action and standing up for myself has been horrendous. People have told me to just move on and get on with my life. I've listened, I've reflected, and I've decided what to do next. I have now paid a further £9,000 to my solicitor using credit cards. This was something that I really hoped to avoid. For anybody that knows me, I got in trouble when I was 21 because of credit card debt. And for many years, over a decade in fact, I didn't have a credit card. Belfield found out about my history with credit card debt and used it to blackmail me to make me untrustworthy. Even though this was something that happened 20 years ago. And even now, he still writes to his fans, which I believe incites and encourages them to troll me, to bring up my past and to use it against me. And that is why I won't stop until Alex Belfield is made accountable. I was the first person to call out Belfield's behaviour that led to him being stopped. And I won't stop until he accepts his responsibility for what he did. There is an irony that I'm now having to use credit cards to take on Alex Belfield, and it's not something that I'm comfortable with. But I am 20 years older, and I am now able to manage my finances better. I will not get into the same mess that I did when I was 21, but it is a risk. But it's one that I'm prepared to take to make all this go away. I just want to get on with my life and put all this behind me, but I can't while Belfield continues to write letters about me to his fans, despite a restraining order. And while people on one hand are telling me to get on with my life, but then criticising me for trying to do so. In this comment left on YouTube, somebody asked me how was Egypt before calling me a grifter. I didn't post anything about Egypt on YouTube, so whoever this comment is from has used my social media to find out that information. Yes, I did go to Egypt, and yes, it was lovely, thank you. But I put it all on a credit card, and I definitely did not use the donations to pay for it. As I've said, all the donations made through Crowd Justice go directly to my solicitor. I do not see a penny of them. The person who remains anonymous who wrote this comment, calling themselves Pink Belt Lawyer, who I suspect only created this profile to target and harass me, set up this account in July, days before they began writing comments on my videos. In this comment, they reference my HIV status and accuse me of playing the victim, before calling me a grifter for my efforts to get an apology from Belfield, which he calls sickening. He then accuses me of looking for fame and suggests that I fancy Belfield because I am gay. This is one of the many homophobic and abusive comments that I had to read. This is why I'm taking legal action against Alex Belfield and the legacy that he has left, where people think it's acceptable to hide behind anonymous profiles on social media to target and harass people they don't even know and have never even met. As the judge said, Belfield weaponized the internet, and that is exactly what these people are doing by defending him and continuing to target and insult me. So, this is where I am at. I originally paid £4,000 in legal fees. I then raised £1,800 in donations that was also spent on legal fees. I have now borrowed £9,000 to pay for the last of my legal fees to take Alex Belfield to court. There will still be more costs that I will have to find a way to pay, but I'm not going to beg or ask anybody to help me. My crowdfunder is still live if there is anybody that does want to help me, but I have reduced the target to £5,000. And as I keep saying, all the donations that I receive will be paid forward to HIV charities. In the meantime, I want to say a huge thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who has reached out to me, checked in, and especially those who did make a donation. I ensure that that money will go to people who need it. I've already committed to sharing the donations with the Terence Higgins Trust, the Food Chain, and Positive East, 3 of the charities that helped out and stepped in when I was at my lowest. That is why I'm doing this. For them, for myself, and for all the victims of Alex Belfield who deserve acknowledgement and an apology. Alex Belfield was not set up. He was not silenced by the mainstream media. He was found guilty for stalking. He's already acknowledged and apologised to Jeremy Vine and admitted that he lied about him. That is all I want too. So, again, for everybody that did donate, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm not going to make any more videos about Alex Belfield for now. I could. There is a lot more that you should know. But for now, I've said enough. The police are investigating further evidence against Alex Belfield that I suspect will come out. But until they conclude their findings, I will not publish anything to do with that. Belfield wants his day in court. Again. Let's go.